Hello pricey kitties, it is Claire here with another video. Welcome to my channel, the Pricey Kitty YouTube channel. If you are not subscribed, go ahead and click that button and also click the bell so that you know when I will be posting. Today's topic, we are going to be discussing Stoicism. What is it and why do love dealers need to use it? Let's get into the topic.
The name Stoicism comes from the Stoa Poikile, the decorated public colonnade where Zeno and his disciples gathered for discussion. Today, we colloquially use the word stoic to mean someone who remains calm under pressure and avoids emotional extremes. But while this captures important aspects of Stoicism, the original philosophy was more than just an attitude. The Stoics believed that everything around us operates according to a web of cause and effect, resulting in a rational structure of the universe, which they called logos. And while we may not always have control over the events affecting us, we can have control over how we approach things.
Stoicism is like an old, reliable walking stick. It's a guide to life based on reason rather than faith that supports you in the pursuit of self-mastery, perseverance, patience, and wisdom. It's basically a way to manage your emotions. A Stoic has once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find great strength." Basically, what this is saying is that much of what happens in life is not within your control. The Stoics have recognized this undeniable truth and have focused instead on what they can do instead. There are 4 Stoicism virtues to take into account when you are learning about how to become a Stoic. The first is wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to navigate complex situations in a logical, informed, and calm manner. Having the wisdom to know what's in your internal and external control. The next is courage. Courage is facing daily challenges with clarity and integrity. The next is temperance. Temperance is the exercise of self-restraint and moderation in all aspects of life. Basically asking yourself, do I have self-control and discipline over my emotions and feelings? The last is justice. Justice is treating others with fairness even when they have done you wrong. These are the 4 virtues of Stoicism. Make sure that you write these down and see how you can apply these in your everyday life.
The way we estimate external things decides how they influence us, not the things in themselves. If we attribute a high value to something, there's a risk that we develop a desire for it. If we then encounter what we desire, we feel elated, which is, of course, a great feeling. But when we somehow can't get what we want, we don't feel so great, and thus we've put our emotional state at the mercy of outside circumstances. Say you really fancy someone at work or school and you manage to approach and arrange a date with that person. You'll be in the clouds. But when this person cancels the date last minute, you'll be disappointed and possibly upset. Even though things like flaking, rejection, or being dumped are prevalent in dating, the way people respond differs immensely. Some just shrug it off and continue their lives. Others become resentful and seek revenge. But if rejection evokes a strong emotional reaction within us, we could say that this occurrence has conquered us. It has the power to influence our emotional state and possibly influence our actions significantly. The same goes for insults. If some petty insults breed days of resentment, then the insulter has successfully conquered the insulted.
So let's go ahead and look at 5 methods that you can practice daily in order to become a better Stoic. The first is early morning reflection. Early morning reflection is really good in order to think about how you want the day to be. You want to contemplate on the things that you want to accomplish, the things that you want to be better at, and so. Likewise, you can do a bedtime reflection at the end of the day. You sit down and you think about the things that you wish you could have done better, things that you have improved upon, and so and so. But always want to reflect on your progress as you are developing better philosophical skills to deal with life. The second is finding a new perspective. This is so important because in order to change your outlook on life, you'll need to constantly change your perspective. Now, you can gain new perspectives by traveling, by doing something new, even by asking an opinion from a friend or a random person. Start a conversation. Whatever you can do to get a better perspective, a new perspective on something will always help you find new ways to look at life or issues that you might be dealing with. Another tactic you can use is journaling. Journaling is really good to basically get your thoughts onto paper. And it's really good to kind of design the life that you want to live. You can also journal during your reflections, your daytime and nighttime reflections. But you basically want to journal down everything in your head. And then later on, you can go back in time and look at, what you were contemplating on, the things that your mind was stressed about, and things as such. The next you can do is voluntary discomfort. Voluntary discomfort is basically self-deprecation. And this is helpful because it grows your self-control. Now, this sounds bad, but it's not. Not totally, because you don't want to go to the extremes. But it's basically mild self-deprecation. Examples of this could be taking a cold shower. Let's say if you want to build your metabolism. Or fasting. Let's say you want to build your discipline. So you fast and you have a schedule of fasting weekly or so and so. Also, if let's say you're moving to a colder state and you need to train yourself to be better with cold weather. So you begin to go outside in cold weather without a coat. That's an extreme example, but basically voluntary discomfort is basically all about growing your self-control. The last method I have that you can use is negative visualization. Negative visualization is basically when you imagine the worst. Think about all of the possibilities that could happen. I mean, basically all of the bad things that can happen regarding a situation. Once you think about these outcomes, you begin to learn or think about ways that you can improve the situation. You think about ways to get yourself out of a situation and so. But all of these methods are helpful if you do want to practice becoming more of a Stoic.
The ideal of the Stoic sage is challenging and almost impossible to reach. As with everything great, becoming more unconquerable in the Stoic sense takes practice. The ancient Stoics realized this as well, but encouraged us and themselves to at least try to improve. Also, it's tough to be purely reasonable all the time, as our rational faculties don't seem to have a complete grip on our emotions. The ancient Stoics noticed that emotional reactions initially arise before we can intervene, so even the sages are startled sometimes. Hence, they distinguished the passions from the emotions. According to the Stoics, we have control over our passions: distress, fear, lust, and delight. The Stoic sage ideally remains free from passions, but most of us aren't sages and will most likely experience the passions, at least from time to time. The good news is that even when our passions strike us, we can still choose, even if we lay on the ground weeping because of what has overcome us and thus are to a certain extent conquered. We can still decide what we do next.
Being a Stoic is very, very imperative when you are a love dealer and you're dealing with so many unpredictable factors in this lifestyle. So just train yourself to evaluate every situation with the mind of a Stoic. And I hope these tips have helped. If you would like any more advice on Stoicism, or if you have an input or put your little 2 cents in, you can always comment those below. I'm pretty sure some of our love kittens would really appreciate your input, your examples, things that work for you, things that work for me. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell to know when I post. And if you do want more practical tips, go ahead and join our Patreon. It will be free for the first week. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. I love you so, so much. Be safe, and remember to control those thoughts and control your mind and be in control of yourself, because if you're not in control, who is? See you next time, ladies. Ciao.